This is a tutorial to remove residue silicone. I don't want the whole vein out, I just wanted the sides where I'd never silicone before. This is my first attempt, and I used the scrapers that you can buy with silicone so you can get it to look as neat as you can, but for whatever reason I ended up with silicone either side, and I tried to get this off at the time and just gave up, but I thought I'll have another try and see if I can help anyone. So a pair of tweezers is the easiest thing for picking out the silicone once you manage to cut it off of the tile. I mean, the silicone's doing what it's supposed to do, which is adhere to the tiles and not letting water in, but the trouble is it is a bit of a pain when you're trying to remove it to put a straight line in. So this video that will go on for about 5 minutes, this is real time, so it's just the perseverance of trying to cut this off. I mean, it was awkward for me because I'm in a shower cubicle and I'm trying to do it in a way that my hand's not covering the camera, so it's doubly awkward. So it shouldn't take you as long as this took me, because it was awkward for me to hold it in a certain way to try to cut this out. But as you can see, the more you cut into that line and the more you scrape that off the tile, it will come off and give you a clean line and remove that silicone once you get under that with a blade. And again, I managed to get this into the grout lines or over the top of it. So most of these scalpel sets will give you a finer blade that I found was easier. It was only probably about 3-4 mil wide, and it was easier to actually put that on the grout line and get under that way. So most of these scalpel knife sets, craft sets, whatever you want to call them, you can pick up pretty much from anywhere, and they've got loads of different size blades that you can get into these things, and depending on if you're left or right handed, you'll find some are easy to use and some are more difficult, and it's just a case of trial and error when you go through these sets. And just perseverance with keep on scraping it. Turns out the stuff that I've watched, a lot of these silicone guys will have a bottle with water and a mix of washing up liquid, so that when they put the silicone on, they'll, before they scrape it down, they'll spray with the washing up liquid so down the sides they don't want it, and that way it stops the silicone from grasping. Whether this works or not, I don't know, I've not tried it. But this seems to be what most professionals use it. But obviously if you're a first time, which I was with this, all you've got to do is try.